Hey, my name is Naomi, and welcome back to Sega Games Before You Die, a show formerly known as Games Before You Die, but the original host, Sal, sadly died in a, NASCAR incident. And, now I'm taking over. Hopefully you're having a good day. If not, hopefully I can make it better. This is a show where I talk to you about my favorite Sega games of all time to help you compile a bucket list of games I think you should play before you know, die. Because we're all going to someday. Wait, not me, though, because I'm in a computer. But let's not think about that too much. Not every game will be exactly good. As a matter of fact, they may be mediocre, but today's game is far from that. As a matter of fact, it's incredible. Today, we'll be talking about Virtua Racing is a 1992 racing game developed by Sega AM1 for the Sega Model 1 arcade board, and was directed by Yu Suzuki, a person you're probably gonna see a lot here. It was supposed to be a proof of concept for the board, but was received so well internally, it was given a full release. It was considered to be one of the most influential racing games of all time by widely popularizing 3D polygon graphics to a general audience. It was praised for its tight controls, gameplay, and solid frame rate. It came in many cabinets, a twin cabinet, a deluxe cabinet, and it has one of the first instances of a game having a 16:9 aspect ratio. Also, this awesome Virtua Formula 8-player machine commonly found at Sega's amusement parks that had a replica Formula 1 car that the player could sit in. It was really cool. Matter of fact, I just want to probably talk about it for a little bit, so we're gonna go off on a tangent. Welcome to another tangent corner. Today I will talk to you about arcades, specifically Sega's. I get very sad that I will never get to experience stuff like Sega amusement parks, like GameWorks and Joyopolis. I still feel like arcades can provide an experience that the home cannot suffice no matter how many arcade perfect ports. You just can't mimic cool stuff like Virtual Formula unless you're a person with a lot of time and disposable income. If you do have a lot of disposable income, hey, slap me some for my Felicia Strike, please. Thank you. Like, every time I hear or see specialty cabs like the Virtual Formula, I just die a little bit inside knowing that those are lost to time. The idea of peak 90s Sega arcade theme parks just sounds incredible to me. The pictures of those big projection screens, massive cabinets, and the motion simulation, the lighting, the designs, just in my mind racing, pun intended. Just watch the GameWorks launch party and you just know my brain melted, and I have lost complete faith in humanity for letting this kind of stuff die for just being at home. The chain arcades that still exist today suck with bloated up phone games and okay to bad raw thrill games everywhere. Don't even get me started on the state of light gun games currently. They are now regulated to this railgun. Like, this Halo game would be 200 times better with an actual light gun model after guns in the Halo games. But okay, I went a little too much on this. I feel like I'm gonna really start getting angry and talking for a long time if I start talking about light gun games. This is my favorite genre, and just to see how dead the genre is just makes me sad. So let's just move on to the rest of the video. The game has 3 tracks: for beginners, Big Forest; for the intermediate, Bay Bridge; and the expert track, Acropolis. You're only given one car, the red and white flat shaded beauty, the Formula 1 car, and you are also given the choice between automatic and manual transmission. The first track is a fun and great introduction to the game. It helps you learn how to take turns and corners and overall handle the car. The only turn I feel that would be difficult for newcomers and people new to racing games is this one in particular, because of no braking. It's very easy to like fly off into the grass and spin out, but it's not really that hard. It's overall pretty easy to learn a track, but hard to master the place at first. Pun intended. Unless you're really good at racing games, it will take you a few tries to get that first place finish. But once you do, every time you come back to this track, you will be shaving off time every single time you play. The Bay Bridge is an extremely fun track with a few difficult turns. It requires almost total mastery of the car's controls to finish the track. This turn in particular requires you to brake but not slow the car too much, or you'll go flying through the signs, causing either a spin out or dramatically slowing the car too much to get around a turn. Once you master the track a bit enough to actually finish it, you will have to then figure out how to place first, which is an entirely different beast in itself. To place first here, it will take learning the AI behaviors, like sometimes here where the AI driver spin out when crossing the bridge. And just a complete perfect run without no mistakes. Then we have our final track, which puts everything you know to the test, Acropolis. It has a sharp turn into a straight into this very difficult hairpin turn, and it curves through the mountains. Then you cruise on the seaside to the finish line. I really like this track challenge. If you watched our dearly departed South Sega Rally video, you will know that they really liked hairpin turns, and so do I. So this is easily my favorite track due to this turn. It's very difficult to figure out at first, but once you do, it feels incredible. It's just so satisfying executing everything you learned throughout the game, whipping around the corners and tearing through the mountains. This track is just easily the greatest. In summary, all the tracks are fun, memorable, and also beautiful, but we'll get more into that in the graphics. You just keep racing them over and over again. You can't really get enough of them. You just will never get bored of them, unless you're a boring person, which I honestly am pretty sure a lot of people are, to be honest. The game's graphics are excellent and stand the test of time. The main reason for this is its usage of flat shaded polygons. It gives this game a very crisp, sharp look. Since it doesn't have to use textures, you don't really have to worry about warping and pixelated and muddy texture work, which I do like, though. I do like that kind of game, but this just looks so much better to me. It's just so clean and pointy. And this might be probably extremely insane to say, but it has a rock solid 30 FPS, which is very impressive when games at the time that did 3D ran like at 15 and barely hit that. It helps the game be very fast and responsive, especially when you compare it to the alternatives at the time. The game tracks are all nice and colorful and packed with a ton of detail. My favorite being Acropolis, of course, because of the seaside theme, and it just overall just looks beautiful. So I'm just gonna show like a couple stuff here of just go driving through the track. The car models look all nice and like they're supposed to. They don't look like horrible representations of real items. The only thing that does not hold up is the human models. They do have a lot of charm, but I would be lying if I said this still looks good today. But I wouldn't mind a cosplay of the trophy girls, though. That would look like fun. This is the section how I'm gonna talk about music. It's such a tease in this game. There are full songs like the track selection theme and the trophy ceremony theme, but outside of that, you only get like 15-second snippets. But darn, are they some of the best things you've ever heard. Like, it is the most incredible Sega music you've ever heard, but you're begging and pleading to ever get a full version of it, because it's so incredible. So let's just listen to my favorite ones in the one of the full tracks. Almost forgot to mention they were composed by God himself. Virtual Racing is one of those rare 3D games from this time period that holds up in every conceivable way, from its great control and excellent track design, and even its graphical style. It's still good in every respect of the word, and everyone should play it at least once in their lives, especially if you have the opportunity to play that original cabinet. There's just nothing like it, especially if you can play that Virtua Formula 1. Hit me up and tell me where it is. And with that, we add another game to our bucket list. If you want to play Virtual Racing, there are many ports, but the most accessible and the best out there is the incredible Switch port done by M2. It has completely removed the draw distance and runs at 60 FPS, has online play, 8-player single local multiplayer on a single Switch screen. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and also visit your local arcades. Thank you. Well, make sure they're good. Again, thank you.